Hello and welcome to today's video. This is your host Yuriku from Shadowdale. Today's video is a guide to navigating the Temple of Elemental Evil, First Level, and Earth Temple on Reaper 1. I'm joined today by my good friend Keith on his character Mrs. Words, or Mr. Swords, depending on the day. So here's some general advice for running this quest. Some buffs that'll really help you here are Jump, Shield or Night Shield, and Death Ward, especially versus the clerics in the quest. You need to look out for groups of enemies that can be on the sides of hallways or rooms, as they can ambush you, and you want to make sure you clear the corners every time you're able to. The Temple of Elemental Evil dungeon's mob density scales a lot higher than other dungeons of the same level with larger party sizes, so it's something to be aware of. You'll see me clearing the sides or making sure that there aren't many mobs as I go along here. So to start off with, you want to head east on the map, down this long hallway here. At the end of this hallway, you're going to see a rune on the wall after you deal with some harpy enemies. I recommend trying to kill the harpies from range and try and drop them before they can get close. Harpies in Dungeons & Dragons have an ability called Soothing Song, which prevents you from attacking or taking actions really of any kind, which can be very dangerous, especially the higher difficulty you go. As you can see, me and my friend are taking out all of the harpies and trying to stun or prevent them from doing their Soothing Song. So here, I missed my opportunity to finish killing this enemy, so I can't do anything until the Soothing Song runs out. But luckily, the one hit I did get in applied a dot, or damage over time, to the enemy, and I was able to kill it. After killing the harpy, we hit the rune and are dealing with some other undead that chased us in the room, talked about earlier. So now we need to head back west, and we're going to skip this first hallway here. We're going to take the second right coming up, which is right here. You do want to look out for the elemental shrine buffs, such as the one right here. And this one is the water affinity, which adds cold damage to attacks and spell casts. But they have the different elements, and they also have an offensive melee and ranged one, and a defensive buff that adds more defenses to your character and hit points. And they're super helpful in these dungeons. Right now we're heading to kill a optional boss that has the chance to drop a useful item for completing this quest called Romag's Club of Earthen Dominion. But we have a couple rooms of enemies to defeat here. You'll want to be very careful against the clerics in this dungeon. A lot of them can do enervation, which will drain your levels and make you easier to kill. So the enemy that we're about to fight here is named Hartsch. And in this chest that he's got here, it can contain the Romag's Club of Earthen Domain. I finally need to open it as I've got the Divine Punishment spell on me, which here is the club. And you can use this to charm the elementals at the end of the dungeon. So now we're going to head to the next rune and make our way back to the beginning of this section here where we entered. And we're going to take a right and head back west. You'll see different chests throughout the dungeon. Sometimes we loot them, sometimes we don't. Some of them have the ability to contain named loot in them. This one, I didn't pull anything. So to the right here, you're going to see a pit you can cross and a gate. And if you have an ability like Abundant Step or the Phase Step to leap across, you can get through there. But I'm not going to take that direction now, so I can show you how to get there the proper way. So we're going to follow this path here and take it right and head north. Check our sides for more ambushes, which we have a small one here. More enemies. And then we take a right. Sometimes you can have enemies spawn in that room or right here where this group of enemies did. Now, beyond this hallway, you're going to want to be careful. The bodies there signify that there's a ballista. I like to use invisibility and then run up behind them so that the ballista doesn't shoot us, and then ambush the ambushers. And this lets your allies get by without getting killed or you dying to a ballista. Once you clear the room, you're going to want to hit this rune here. And then you've unlocked both runes that you need to progress to the end of the quest. Before heading to the end, however, I am going to show you the second location that the Romag's Earthen Dominion Club can be or spawn, because it's not always in the first location. So we'll clear this group here, and then I'm going to take a left and head west. So down this dungeon area here, sometimes there'll be groups of enemies, and if you kill Hartsch in the first area and his chest says water-stained note, you'll see a chest in this area that'll contain a Romag's Club of Earthen Dominion. So now that we have the club and all the runes open, we can proceed to the final area. And you'll see this where the 2 runes lit and the door open, which has another shrine right before the end area. So around the corner here, you're going to want to equip your Romag's Club. If you melee these earth elementals with it, might take a couple swings, but it permanently charms them, or dominates them rather. And there are 4 of them. Usually there's 2 here by Romag, and they are here. So I have 1 charmed and the other. Oh, here we go. And now we're just looking for the 4th one. Once they're either charmed or killed, the portal protecting Romag will drop, and then you can go and fight him. Make sure you have your actual weapons equipped again, and go fight Romag. Make sure you loot the key here, because that is crucial to finishing the quest, and loot the chest. And there are some great items in this chest. I didn't pull anything, but my friend did. And you're going to make your way back to the other side of the wall and follow it north and then west and then south to the elemental door, which normally is green, but for some reason on mine it doesn't show up. But if you just follow this path here, follow kind of the arrows pointing south, it will lead you to the door you need to unlock. And it's worth quite a bit of experience based off of the time that you run. And that is it for today's video. Thank you.